earlier, the work is ongoing at 285 and 20 West interchange, meant to fix one of the worst bottleneck areas on the map, right, throughout the United States, with overall work mostly wrapped up by 2030. All right, so let's bring in the gridlock guy. He's all over the roads here in the metro Atlanta. Doug Turnbull, thanks so much for joining us, man. Right now, you're in traffic, the traffic impact tracker. I know it's a lot to say, but you get to say it every day. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Hey, you know, on some mornings we just call it the yuck truck, all right? Because, my gosh, we send some bad stuff. Today it's just been medium traffic. We saw a couple of big incidents this morning as we covered on 11 Alive, 11 Alive Plus, and on the stream and on the ATL and everything. But overall, it was a lighter than normal Friday morning. So we're sitting in, you know, maybe 45, 50 mile an hour traffic here, not too far from our studios on 85 South below Georgia 400.
I don't know if you got a chance to check out or hear what GDOT said earlier about that 285 I-20 West interchange, that project. What's your take on the work that's going to be done there?
Well, it's way overdue, and that is no shade on the DOT. They can only do one of these at a time. We've covered extensively here at 11 Alive, and I've talked some about in my Gridlock Guy traffic column about the needs that were made and improved on the 285 and I-20 interchange into Cobb County on the east side, and they finished a lot of that. There's still a lot more to go, but the main parts on the ramps have been put in place. Now they need to move to an interchange that I think a lot of people, especially our truckers, our freight operators, would argue is even worse, and that's that one that Kyle Collins just mentioned in Fulton County. And what he mentioned was so flawed about it, Chesley, is those ramps that come in on the left-hand side. 2 of the 4 ramps in that interchange, or 2 of the 8 ramps in that interchange, come in on the left side of the freeway, and they're single-lane ramps, a lot of them, and there's so many trucks, so they back up so much. And what you have, anytime something touches I-285, you have problems because 285 affects so many other things. And so on I-20 and 285 in Fulton County, what you have is all these trucks that are trying to circulate town. They're not allowed to go inside the perimeter, right, unless they have a delivery. At least they're not supposed to. And they get backed up on these ramps, and then the ramps back up. Well, then that backs up 285, and then it's a butterfly effect. So it's much needed work. And be staying tuned to 11 Alive, everybody. On Monday, we're going to have reporters covering, including Rachel Cox-Rosen and the morning traffic team, the effect of what that blasting is going to do. They'll have to stop lanes in the midday hours to actually safely blow that rock out to build the interchange.
Yeah, he did say that, so we'll be stay tuned to hear that. Let's shift the focus a little bit to your most recent Gridlock Guy column. It was a very busy week for the metro area. We had the All-Star Game at Truist, we had Beyonce at the Benz, we had WWE Evolution at State Farm. Describe what you saw with this concert sport nexus taking place and going into chaos.
Hey, yeah, that's exactly right on the title for sure. And the thing is we have to focus on this stuff and the traffic impact. But Atlanta does this a couple of times a year at least. We have Taylor Swift, Kendrick Lamar, now Beyonce concerts, and they come through every couple of years, and it usually coincides with something else. And a lot of times people remember the 96 Olympics. Anybody watch remember the 96 Olympics? We scared people out of town then. I was a kid, but the traffic was great actually. And in this event, enough people got scared off the roads, if you will, just a 10 to 15% decrease. Things moved well. There were some hiccups on MARTA, but largely people could take MARTA because it was a Mercedes-Benz event with Beyonce. And even in Cobb, they have so many places to park that circle Truist Park. I think things went as well as could be expected in most instances.
Yeah. Yeah, and that wild weekend. I mean, yeah, it sounds like a disaster when you mention all those particular events. Yeah, you know. So, but this metro area has major events coming down the pike. What do you think about the World Cup coming and that kind of thing? Do you think we're equipped and we're ready, or do we need to make more improvements?
I promise the Chamber and Commerce types do not pay me to say this, but I do think we have infrastructure that's ready. And an event as marquee as the World Cup means it's an impetus to build more of that stuff. That we've got to be a good steward, though, of the things we have, and that needs to matter more than just during the World Cup. So I think that's going to be the challenge for our city leaders, is not just cleaning up and tidying up when company comes over.
Real quick, what are you talking about in your next column?
Next one's going to be tire safety and how much tread you should have, especially for our young teen drivers. And you can find that on 11alive.com here Sunday.
All right, thanks a lot. Doug Turnbull, really appreciate it. The Gridlock Guy. You can always check out Doug's column, The Gridlock Guy, each week right there on 11alive.com, just as he mentioned.